everybody. On today's show, we are going to review the first episode of RuPaul Season 13. Oh, poor Cyndi Lauper. She had a rough New Year's. We're going to cover that. We're going to cover a bunch of other things and some drunk stories. And what's your dreams say about you? So grab a drink and enjoy the show. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Who Invited Her. We are San Diego's LGBTQ pop culture podcast. I am your host, Tony, and I'm here with my other co-host. There is no height limit for this ride. It's Bash. Say hello.
Fuck you. Hi.
And he is the gravy to my lumpy mashed potatoes. It is producer Rob.
Hi.
He makes us all look really good, by the way.
I'm actually here too.
And just like Top Ramen, he's always in the back of the cabinet, ready and waiting. It's Party Bear Eric.
Is it Saturday morning? What day is it?
I know, what day is it? They're all starting to blur together at this point. Seriously. So this is right after New Year's. New Year's just happened. I want to know, I kind of know what you guys did for New Year's Eve, but did any of you do anything fun? Like just the same old thing we do every day?
No.
Yeah.
Just drinking.
How much did you drink, Bashi?
I went through a full 750 milliliter of liquor. It was half gin, half vodka.
Oh,
and then an entire bottle of Veuve, which I fell asleep at, I'm not kidding, 11:55 and woke back up at 12:10. So I missed New Year's completely.
Yeah, I completely passed out. Probably by 11:30, and Rob woke me up a couple minutes before midnight, and I was like, "Happy New Year's!" Fell back asleep, woke up 10 minutes later, went to bed. That was our New Year's. Well, we did do Film Springa on New Year's Eve earlier in the night, and then I zoomed with called my brother who's in New York before it was his midnight, and then was on the phone with a couple people until about 10. But Rob was on the phone for how long, Robbie? Were you with your family on Zoom?
It was, well, they're in Michigan, so they're 3 hours ahead. So we started then. So from it was 9 o'clock until 2 o'clock our time.
Yeah.
So that would have been whatever that. We just took like an hour and a half off in the middle, and that was it. It was the whole time. And the problem with that is, like, everybody's kind of doing their own thing in the background, and the idea is, well, we'll have celebrate together. But really, there's like all this noise going on in 6 different locations all at the same time.
I was like, the minute I got off the phone with the last person I was talking to, I was like, I'm getting stoned. And it kept coming out of, when you're not fully, completely stoned out of your mind, but you go through waves of, oh, I'm not so stoned right now. Now I'm really stoned. Every time I was coming out of that, Rob was still on the fucking Zoom call with his family. I'm like, am I just really stoned, or is he still on this freaking call? What about you, Eric? I know you're up in LA with Lorenzo. So what did you guys do for New Year's?
Yeah, so I came up here and Lorenzo made Boulevardiers. I can never know how to say them. Boulevardiers? Is that right? I don't know. So we had a ton of those. And it's the first time I've woken up hungover in such a long time, like
me too.
Painful hungover. Yeah.
Bash is like, that's every morning for me.
I haven't been hungover in over a year.
Actually, to be honest with you, neither have I. Like,
but I'm drinking more than ever.
Really? See, I cut back on the alcohol during quarantine.
Every Friday. No, I think I'm going to try this month, but every Friday I look at my alcohol to make sure I could go into the weekend.
Yeah.
And I'm out. I drink all of my liquor by the time Friday rolls around.
That is a problem. That's something about you. Yeah. This is an intervention, Bash. Welcome to your
And then I'm like, well, what do I have? And it's like a bottle of gin, and like club soda and amaretto, and I'm like, I can make something with this.
Did you? Is that what you? I was gonna say, what was the recipe you threw together for that?
It's always like these ridiculous, like this must have been how the 1920s were. This is how we came up with drinks like the Negroni and the old fashioned, because people were just like, what the hell is left in my liquor cabinet to make this digestible?
What can we drink? Robbie made what did you make, Rob? An espresso martini?
An espresso martini. Yeah, so it's just Bailey's, Tito's vodka, some honey around the rim, and some and Starbucks espresso.
That should be a drink. Honey around the rim. Welcome to the stage.
I will say, I did
meetings.
order from Miriam.
Yeah.
On the Thursday Gossip Girl thing.
Oh, how was it?
Oh, yeah.
I saw all this shit they gave you.
It's crazy though. I didn't know you could like buy groceries from Gossip and stuff.
Wait. What do you mean buy groceries? Like full
like
on
you could get like your staples like vodka and whiskey and
you mean alcohol,
flour and eggs and stuff like that. But if you're in a bind and you need some stuff quick, like they can usually get it to you in an hour.
I'm thinking, can I order tomatoes, like fresh tomatoes?
Yeah,
a gallon of milk.
No, totally.
Really?
But yeah, you could do that. But then I got the margarita kit for New Year's, and then
how was
I got
that?
like food. It was good.
How is their food? Their food is so good. I like Gossip because they have it feels like they have a healthier choice menu. Sometimes.
Yeah, I did not do that.
No, what did you get?
Truffle mac and cheese and spinach dip for
that truffle mac and cheese is really good.
It is good. It is good.
But so New Year's, did you guys watch any of the New Year's Eve, like the Ryan Seacrest or the Andy Cohen and Anderson Cooper stuff?
No.
Yes.
I know.
I went back and forth on all of them.
What did you
saw
think?
Clips.
What did you think, Eric? Because it was it was rough. Let's just
First of all, I hate that it's called Dick Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve featuring Ryan Seacrest.
Yeah.
That is the longest, most useless names in any title ever. Please stop naming it that. But yeah, that Cyndi Lauper performance.
Oh God. The Cyndi. Oh no, poor Miss Cyndi.
Do you have the audio?
Billy Porter.
Oh, Billy Porter. Well, we're gonna play the audio. Let's play the audio, shall we? Thank you, Robbie. Let me pull
Cyndi Lauper.
Yeah.
We were going to play the video for YouTube, but it didn't work. So
this is the lovely Cyndi Lauper performing. This was after she performed with Billy Porter. And because them two, she wrote Kinky Boots, the Broadway show that won all the Tonys. And Billy Porter was in the original cast and played Lola. So they did a song to start off, which wasn't bad. It was actually good because Billy Porter could sing anything. But then, Miss Cyndi. She went into some techno. I don't know how. Let's just listen to it.
I like Cyndi Lauper too.
Listen to these stunning vocals.
Me now and see us.
See you right out of 2020.
Together and hope is what you came for. Drop inside.
Up there.
Make it stop.
Yep.
It sounds like we're listening to her poop. Pooping right now.
It sounds like Bjork singing into a fan.
It does, doesn't it? That is the perfect description. Bash Bjork singing into a fan. Rob, what did you think?
I don't know what language it was in.
That was English, Rob.
Okay.
Not German or anything else.
I don't think I'd put it in my iTunes.
Wow, what was it? You wouldn't? No, not that cut? No?
That one.
What was it, you guys? Last year or the year before that, Mariah Carey had the awful performance.
Always so bad
on New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
Why? Is it the weather?
Even
what is it?
J-Lo was bad. J-Lo was not even that interesting.
Did you see the clip where Mariah's like, is that music in the background? What is that? To Anderson Cooper. And
J-Lo ran into the camera too.
Yeah.
Full on hit the camera.
She did?
It was a mess.
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Eric, did you watch the Anderson Cooper and the what's his name? Anderson.
Andy Cohen.
I know.
Andy
I just
Cohen.
lost it. Sorry.
Andy
I watched
Cohen.
It's on
Yeah.
crack or coke all night.
Yeah.
And he kept referring to everybody as a bossy bottom, apparently. I was in and out of that for New Year's Eve.
What would you guys guess the cocktail was of substances that was?
A little bit of cocaine, maybe a touch of Adderall.
Yeah.
I don't know, booze.
I feel like Eric would be the authority.
I feel like you would, Bash, actually, with all the substances in that bloodstream of yours.
I would have just guessed a little couple bumps off.
Yeah. What do you think, Eric?
Yeah, no, I agree. Probably bumps. I think you're right. Probably Adderall too. And then there's got to be some kind of downer in there too, because they can't. They're trying to balance themselves all night.
Yeah, he was kind of slurring a little bit.
The
but I was
downer
like, this
was
isn't
Anderson
drunk
Cooper.
Slurring.
That was his downer right there. Rob, you watched most of it, didn't you?
Well, I watched a little bit of both. So I watched a little bit of the Ryan Seacrest one. My family said they were watching it, but turned it off because my mom said it was just goofy. So they turned that. So I flipped over to CNN and watched that, and I'm like, I don't know if it's just me, but I was like, this is really gay. Like, well,
It was gay.
It was gay.
It was gay.
It was so gay.
It was the gayest. It's the gay
gay.
New Year's Eve channel. So I did like that you get to see all the CNN anchors drunk because
John Lemon and
Brooke were drunk at Don Lemon's house, and then Andy and Andy were calling each other sweetie all night long.
Sweetie, sweetie, power bottom.
Power bottom on the
or bossy bottom.
But on the Times Square stage,
like Patsy and Eddie.
It was like a bad reenaction.
And then they cut over to Mariah Carey, so you even get Mariah Carey in there. It was just a gay New Year's Eve all the way around.
Maybe I should start watching these. Yeah, I don't know. These are like I just can't.
Are they
forgive
necessary?
them. No, they're not necessary.
Right?
I don't. And everybody on CNN is so obnoxious now to me.
Oh God. So what would you ideally want to see for New Year's Eve if we had to pick something to watch on TV like that? How would you do it?
Oh fuck.
Could we get a host younger, maybe like in their 20s or 30s? Like
get Dua Lipa.
I would just. You know what? Just film Moe's. Film Moe's on New Year's Eve. I'd be happy with that. Throw it up there.
They should just cut CNN to Moe's universe with Miriam T hosting.
Miriam and Kixie.
Well,
there you go.
Remember, Dick Clark used to cut to Key West where you had the drag queen come down the pole on a shoe.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Well, now Ryan Seacrest could just cut to Miriam sliding down a stripper pole. Over
regular Saturday night for Miss Miriam T.
Hillcrest should host their own New Year's Eve. I would much rather watch people we know than that bullshit.
I think maybe out at TV where you can watch our show every Tuesday night at 7:00. They should do a live thing like once we're out of quarantine where they just go around and film New Year's Eve. Like they stop at Rich's, stop at Moe's, stop everywhere, and just that would be so cool. I think that would be a cool
I would
thing.
much
But
rather watch
speaking of
that.
the gays, there is I've debated whether to talk about this on the show or not, but I was having a conversation with Eric this week, and it's been blowing up this Instagram account, Gays Over COVID. How do you? It infuriates.
Flames on the sides of my face.
It infuriates me. Seriously, you guys. Every time I see it, because I follow it, it infuriates me. What are your thoughts? Because I know within our community there have been people who say that they're not going to promote or talk about that Instagram account because it promotes bullying, which in a way I can see. But at the point of the pandemic that we are now, I think it's time to start calling out bad behavior, risky behavior that puts other people at risk. I think I don't. Maybe that's just my opinion, but I think call them out. You know.
Yeah, I feel very torn because I like the accountability. I mean, is it bullying or is it accountability? Really, it's just pointing out their own actions. And I feel the same way. I'm really torn about it, and I love seeing it. It does make me mad, and at some point I thought about unfollowing it because I don't like getting mad on social media. Like that's the whole point, is to escape and feel good. But then sometimes I see it and like the sinking boat that made me happy.
I know.
Well,
That was
because
funny.
I think
Go
like
ahead, Robbie.
the difference between the two is like if you're doing it to show people a demonstration of what not to do, then I think it's fine. But if you're doing it so you can get people to attack them and shame them and beat on them and like, stalk them on social media and all that, then I think that would be crossing the line.
So for people who are not familiar with the account, Gays Over COVID is this account that it's an anonymous account where they pull other posts that of big gatherings within the gay community and posting it on there and tagging the people that are in these pictures and stuff. And a lot of them are healthcare workers that show up and on their own personal Instagram accounts, they're promoting COVID, social distancing, wear a mask, don't do large gatherings. But on the other hand, they're going to these circuit parties and they're doing all this risky behavior within the COVID. So I don't know. It's really,
I'm torn.
I mean,
I don't know. I'm just like, I get all that. And I think it's good to point out the hypocrite.
use your words. Use your words.
Hypocrisy, the hypocrisy of the situation. But anybody can get dragged, and I don't think people should be singled out and things like that. But on the same vein, it's a little different than like, screwing somebody over and just getting blasted on social. These are people's lives at risk, guys. So we should probably take a little bit more, care.
Yeah.
And also businesses are at risk. And the longer that we're in this and the longer that it keeps raging through the community, you're just getting people to lose their jobs and their health.
And now San Diego has the new variant, right? Because that 30-year-old guy who said he's not traveled outside of San Diego, so he got it. It's around in the community, so now it's 70% more contagious than it was before. So I don't know.
I'm sure it's been here a while though.
I just think we're just learning about it. I just think it's been here, like you said, Bashi, for a while. But with this Instagram account, I just think the thing that really got to me is some of these people that are going to these events, these big parties, holding these big parties, are now testing positive for COVID, and they're having all these medical bills, and they're doing a GoFundMe for their medical bill. I read an article about this and I found out about it, and I was just like, that's just like, wrong on such another level. But for me, I think seeing these people gather and not giving two shits, it's like I've been saying about this pandemic. People are not going to care about it until it affects them personally, right?
Yeah.
And I don't think these people are going into these events going, how, if I get it, how is it going to, what if I infect somebody else, not on purpose, but by accident because of my risky behavior, and they die? That is, you know what I mean? I personally could not live with that. Like,
well, the hard thing about this is you'll never know if you killed somebody either.
Yeah.
So it's not like the most apparent thing, because you can live in your little bubble and pretend nothing's wrong and nothing's happening, because it might not affect you. Yeah. But you forget to wash your hands before touching something at the grocery store that goes to somebody's grandma, and it's over for her.
Yeah.
Like you can't.
Yeah. I was going to say the same thing as Bash, is because you don't know if you've ever killed anyone. No one ever knows. And the other thing is everybody is comfortable around their close friends because they know they trust that group, which is fine. But then each of those have their circle that they trust, so it spreads out farther. And each of those trust their little group, so it spreads out farther. So it's kind of like any other virus. Like you're kind of in bed with everybody.
Yeah, no, it's true. How do you feel about the other fact of this Instagram account where the majority of the people in the pictures are cis white men, gay men, with like one white girl in it?
I don't know if that factors into it as much as we think. Yeah, because there's just as many Latino guys down in Puerto Vallarta right now as there are anybody else.
People of color do the same thing. But I have maybe it's whoever's running this Instagram account. Those are the pictures we're seeing. Do you know what I mean?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know if that's part of the issue. I think it's just accountability, regardless of where your background is.
But I also know, seeing on social media, a lot of people are saying like, "Oh, it's cis white men that are doing this." when I was going for my runs through Balboa Park, which I'm very cautious about social distancing, wearing my mask, I see all rays of people without masks. It's just not cis white.
Yeah.
It's everybody.
I mean, I was just every
Yeah.
time I drive through North Park, it's just like so.
yeah.
I'm like, guys, you're on university and you're just like coughing into your hand crossing the street. I'm like, I don't know what's going on around here.
Yeah.
Everybody just forgot about it.
Yeah, because when we go for our walks, we go for like 1 hour walk
Yeah.
or whatever, and it's I would say like half the people put a mask on, and I think it's because people think because they're outdoors, it's not a big deal. But the thing is like people are walking without masks on right in front of us, and I'll always pull mine up because I'm like we're walking right through their breath stream.
Yeah.
Like, it's-
Exactly.
Yeah, like you don't have
Yeah.
any idea how many people you're passing through their air. I don't know, but it's
No, I agree with that, Robbie. We had this conversation, and it's especially with the new COVID, this variant, it just makes it even more scary.
Well,
And
Yeah.
I really think that the only way, like they say, you got to listen to science in the medical community and wear a mask, social distance. I think
Yeah.
it's like it's okay not to party for a while. It really is. You're not going to die. You're not going to die from not partying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're not
Yeah.
going to die.
I
it-
will say the one thing I like about this account is I like that I'm able to see that these things have been getting shut down. Like,
Mhm.
Yeah.
I know that there is some closure to that personally. Like, I got to see that one of the party boats sank. Like, the parties are breaking up. Like,
The one,
it's good-
and then the one in
yeah.
Miramar where the stage collapsed. Was it Miramar? Is that the one I'm thinking of?
Yeah, I was in. I can't believe that happened. Where do you? We don't know any details about that party. I'm like, it's
No.
either gays, SDSU college kids,
I haven't
rich
heard
high
about
school
this one.
kids. It was up in Miramar.
You know what it
where-
is, Bashi? It's just the assholes who went to the party. Doesn't matter what their background is or who they're.
I
It's
agree,
anybody
but
who
I
went
still-
to that.
I still kind of want to know though.
I know.
Well, they
And I
Which
think that's-
group was the one that collapsed
Yeah.
the stage?
they did
I
say a
know.
large
Yeah.
portion of them were underage drinking, so
Oh, they were kids.
yeah, I was
So I'm gonna guess
yeah.
college.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
go ahead.
Look,
Bash.
I'm a former Aztec. We got the fucking alcohol kicked off the beaches. I'll never forgive San Diego State for ruining that for us.
Right?
And God knows what else they're doing, and they're probably cycling the rest of this bullshit too. But I don't know.
I don't either. It's
You know,
all.
I follow Adam Ramsey. You know, he was like on East Siders.
Mm-hmm. With
I think he said it the best though, because he was just like, you know, you did it, it's over. You fucked up, kind of, but
Yeah.
you know, no judgment on that. But you're doing something a lot of people would consider selfish and self-centered and narcissistic. However, now's your chance to come home and make things better, and don't leave your house for 14 days.
It's true, but that also brings up another topic which is another discussion within the gay community: the narcissist, worry about yourself, because we see that a lot within our community, whether there's a pandemic or not. But
I mean-
to switch gears, something a little lighter, something really that I'm like, I thought I wasn't going to be ready for it, but I think I am, because it's giving me something new to watch on TV, and I'm super excited for it. But season 13 of
Here we go again.
It never ends. Like New Year's on CNN.
like New
It
Year's
is.
on CNN, Robbie. Oh, so it was the premiere of season 13, RuPaul's Drag Race, was last night. Before we get into that, Rob, can you show everybody your shirt?
Oh.
It
See,
says squad.
not only did I get a seat at the table today because Miriam's out, I also have to click all the buttons. So I'm sorry, Bash and Eric, your names were switched when we introduced everybody.
Oops.
Oh,
Anyway, so yeah, so my shirt is
the Golden Squad.
I love that.
For anybody who doesn't know, Rob is religious
Yeah.
about the Golden Girls. Like, he's can pretty much word for word every episode of the Golden Girls. It's insane.
yeah, I've seen them so many times. But Tony got me this for Christmas. So
Yeah,
I'm
I
wearing
saw it and
it
I was
today.
like, you need
I
to
was gonna
squad
ask.
shirt.
It looks like a
Yeah.
Christmas present.
He also got me a Golden Girls book.
Yes, it's the wit and wisdom of the Golden Girls.
Yeah.
To live by. So season 13 of RuPaul's Drag Race, episode 1 premiered last night, and boy, they're doing things different this year, and it was recorded during COVID. So who watched the full first episode? I know I did. I know Robbie did. So we're all on board. Okay, first thing I want to ask you guys, spoiler alert, if you have not watched the first episode, you can skip ahead. We're going to talk about some spoilers and some big twists within this season, so skip ahead if you don't want to hear this part. But what do you think of the twists of them bringing two girls in and they're lip syncing for their life right off the bat? Like, that's the first thing they do.
Terrifying.
Rob, terrifying.
Like, it definitely weeded out the ones who are pros with the ones who are kind of new, because you could tell when they were shitting themselves.
But Robbie, we had this discussion that we're like, some of them we didn't agree with RuPaul's decision, which we're gonna get into.
I agree.
What do you think, Bashi, of this new little twist that they started it with?
I like that they've formatted it to scare the shit out of everybody and knock them off a few pegs, like right off the bat, because the people who came in with confidence were like, oh,
shook. They're shook.
I have no idea who this person is. I don't know anything about them. They could be better than me, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, it was interesting. And I had some changes of heart over some of the people that I prejudged,
which we're gonna get into
really straight. But I'll hold on, because
I'm with you on that, Bashi. There were some that I really liked in the first impressions, and then now I'm like, oh girl.
And some I didn't like that I really like now.
What about you, Eric? What do you think of this new twist that they did for the first episode?
Yeah, I feel kind of torn about it. I liked it better at the start of the episode, but as it kind of went on, I felt like, oh, we're seeing it's the same expressions again, the same comments in the judges. It was kind of just repetitious towards the end. And then I felt at the very end, it kind of left on a negative note, because we didn't know whether they're like, who's going home? Are they all going home? And I was like, it's a new year, it's a brand new start. And I feel like this episode left me kind of sad.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. Like I wanted something to be more upbeat at the end instead of like leaving this cliffhanger.
Okay.
Yeah.
Especially coming off of a very, in my opinion, very strong season 12. Which, I mean, we had Crystal Method, we had Gigi Good. I mean, that was such a strong season. Like, we talked about it on this show last season of our show, and we really liked everybody on that. So for this season 13, the first two up, the first one that walked into the workroom was Candy Muse, followed by Joey J. So first question for you two, what did you think of their entrance looks? Because that's very important since everybody talks about it. So what did you think of these two entrance looks? I'm going to start with Bashi. Go ahead, Bash.
I definitely liked Candy's better.
Yeah.
Like much better. Yeah. But Joey looked good. The thing I will say, I don't know. It just, all I can remember about it was red.
Yeah. What about you, Eric?
So,
what did you think?
For me, it was the chicken feathers. They looked really bad, and they looked bad on camera. Yeah. And they kept falling out everywhere. Not even just in the entrance, but also in the performance. It was really tough. But Joey J was a weird one for me, because I felt much more confident in the like Meet the Girls than when we actually saw her. Like, I felt like there was like personality that just was missing.
Gone.
At that time. Yeah.
I think he was one of the ones that got kind of put off guard by the whole situation.
He was shook for sure.
And I wasn't, loving Joey in the YouTube thing, but in his like little confessional thing, he's really good on
He's
camera.
Really funny with that.
And he's entertaining in that spot, but I just hope he wills it out
together. Robbie, what did you think?
For me, like the chicken feathers were bothering me too, so I got to go with Candy Muse on this one. And it reminds me of when we did a show. Tony was costuming it on stage, and I went out and bought our friend Susan a chicken feather boa, a purple one, and the feathers were falling all over the place. I'm like, lesson learned. Only have to do that one time. Go out, spend money. If you're gonna have feathers, spend money. Get real feathers.
Yep.
So I'm like, what were you thinking showing up on RuPaul's Drag Race with chicken feathers?
That was okay. So I have said this on the episode we talked about with first impressions. Candy Muse, before this show, I was like, I'm not really a fan. She's kind of annoying, but for some reason, putting her in this element, I'm really buying it. And here's the thing. She's doing what Silky Ganache did, but Silky Ganache was annoying because it was put on. It was put on. You can tell it was fake. With Candy Muse so far, I feel like if you met her in person out at the bar, at the club, wherever she's performing, you're gonna get what you get on the show, and your reactions be like, "Girl, you crazy." That's how I feel with her, and that's why I'm buying it so far. For me, she's entertaining. She's a little like she's doing the like I'm the best, blah blah blah. But I'm buying it. I'm here for it. But the chicken feathers, Rob from Joey J, and those damn stirrup pants or those chap pants. I hate that thing.
Yeah, and it kind of seems like Candy Muse is like the Vanjie of the season.
Yeah.
It seems like now, ever since Vanjie, there's got to be a Vanjie, and it seems like it's Candy this season.
So what did you think of the lip sync? Really quick, everybody. Do you think it should have been Candy Muse that won it? I do. I thought she was hilarious.
Yeah, I thought she did good.
Yeah.
I like that she picked up the boombox and pressed
And pushed. It was those
clever.
little details. And now the judges are separated by glass, it looks like, or plexiglass or something on each side. So because of
and the lighting is very different.
The lighting. Thank you.
I think because of the glare on the sides.
Did you see? I mean, I gotta say, RuPaul looks freaking amazing.
Yeah, she looked.
Raven is killing the makeup.
Awesome.
Like she looked so flawless and amazing this season so far.
Yeah.
And I love the whole pastel promo that they're doing for this season.
great.
I'm like totally buying it.
And if Miriam was here, she would probably know, but I'm assuming that all of the girls have been quarantining before this because they quarantine anyway.
So.
They always quarantine them anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that they quarantined for a few weeks before competing. But
so the next ones that walk in is Denalia and Lala Ree are the next two.
Yes.
So really quick, everybody, we're gonna go through the Denali. Yes. Who did you like? What did you think of their first entrance looks? I'm gonna go to you, Rob, because I know you have opinions on this pairing.
No, well, well. Also, I have to say, if you're watching us on YouTube, I'm showing the images. It's not what they wore on that episode. It's what their original outfit was. But I'm also showing you the pork chop and the tiara for the winner and the loser.
Yeah.
And I know we all know this, but pork chop is
the original first queen off of the very first season.
The first loser of all time.
The first loser of all time.
Who's gone on
to
make a storied career out of that, actually.
No kidding, Bash. Like, serious.
Okay, so for me, I think Denali should have won because Denali was kind of my favorite, even from Meet the Queens. Like I kind of didn't agree with you guys on that. That was just I just liked her. I was rooting for her more. But anyway, when Denali came out in the figure skates, okay, flashback to college because we had to do a physical fitness credit. So I took figure skating as my
I'm not surprised. I swear to God, you Bashy and Eric will testify for this. Rob is like an onion. Every time we put him on the mic, we learn something new about his past.
I immediately had this flashback because when Denali came out in figure skates, not on ice and not wearing blade guards, it reminded me because I didn't know it was my first time on ice. All of the boys were wearing hockey skates except for me. I was the only one in the figure skating side. But anyway, so like when we were done, I just started walking back to the locker room, and then the coach came screaming at me. She's like, "What are you doing? You never walk on blades on cement. Now you're gonna have to get those sharpened before you go back on the ice. I'm not letting you go back on the ice like that." So when I saw Denali do it, I'm like, "That's not how you do it."
Well, these are probably her show skates where she doesn't really skate. Yeah. But my opinion on this is I'm with Rob on this. Denali was my favorite. Lala Rue's outfit was just sad. I'm sorry. Her for interest look was sad. But she did the whole lip sync. Denali did the whole lip sync on a blade. Like, and then she didn't win it. I'm like, oh, this is one I don't agree with.
I disagreed with RuPaul on that. That's why I think RuPaul had this planned on who's in Group A and who's in Group B to begin with. Because there are certain ones she has to set aside because I guess, spoiler alert, at the end they have to vote off one of each other. So she had to narrow it down to who anyway, that's
what did you guys think, Bashy and Eric?
I'm rewatching it right now, and I agree with Rob 100%.
Yeah.
Denali was not one of my favorites in the first impressions, but she's
growing.
She's 180'd me, and I think that she should have won that.
What about you, Eric?
I thought Lala Reed did a really great job in the lip sync. I don't know that it was enough for her to actually take the win, though.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So the next pairing is Simone and Tamisha Iman, which we all, well, Miriam, I know for sure, and I did really like Simone in the first impression. So what did we think of these entrance looks and everything of these two? Eric, I'm gonna start with you. What did you think?
I thought Simone's look was amazing. It was stunning. I think I would have liked a little bit bigger hair just because the look of the dress was so flat.
That would have been my note for this whole entrance looks. They all needed bigger hair. All of them had too flat. Most of them had too flat hair.
Yeah. And then Tamisha Iman, I can barely even remember the look, and that says everything.
It was the red. What did you think, Bashi?
I'm literally Googling Tamisha because I cannot remember what it looked like.
Robbie, how about you?
So, I'll second
go ahead, Bash. Finish your that.
No, I agree with everything Eric said because I'm literally like, I don't remember.
What did you think, Robbie?
Tamisha was the Tamika. Was it Tamika? Tamisha was the one, I know we're still getting used to them, but was the one who didn't she say that she's been doing it for 30 years? So for me, it kind of showed because like,
oh really?
All of her movements to me were kind of like movements she's probably been doing for years. But she also said she's getting over cancer, so she probably can't do all of the backflips and stuff that some of the other girls can do.
Yeah.
So to me, she looked like it was movement she's used to doing through the years, but I kind of liked Simone better.
I like Simone's personality coming into it, and in the Meet the Queens, she was one of the ones that really stood out to me. And I have to agree with Eric. Her outfit was cute. It was Polaroids of herself formed into like a little mod mini dress, and I just wanted her hair to be bigger. And I love that girl moisturized every portion of her body because it showed on camera, which I loved. But in the lip sync between these two, I thought Simone just was funnier. She really listened to the music and all of that stuff, where Tamisha felt like she was going through the motions. And you can see the panic in her eyes, and she's kind of stopped lip singing at some points. So and I don't know. I would like what you said, Eric. I didn't really like her outfit to begin with. So yeah. So the next one is Got Mick and Utica Queen were the next two that walked in. These two were interesting, and I'll go first this time. I think Got Mick, amazing makeup artist. I love the face and all of that, but there's something about the personality that's not connecting with me for some reason. I just think I'm just not buying it. I'm just kind of Utica's just weird, and I like it. Like it looks like
she's my favorite.
Yeah,
so.
Mine too so far. Like she looks like she literally went into a fabric store, fell on the floor in a pile of fabric, and like was like, "Oh, this is my outfit! Look, everybody! Oh, strawberry! Let's just put that on my head for her."
Even Michelle Visage was entertained by the fact she's like, "I put it on my head because I was allergic as a kid, and I made it through it." And Michelle's so like, "That's yeah."
She's like, "That was such a stupid answer." Okay.
She's like, "I'm fine." Bashi, Eric, what did you guys think of these two? Got Mick and Utica Queen.
I don't like full face paint on the first episode.
Okay, I get that.
I
With
think
the
you
white
should try to unless that's like your thing. But no, I just really like Utica. The only thing I didn't like was when they were in the back room. I think Utica's wig was like her hairline. And her hairline I was following me too.
But Bashi, this is I think you and me are the same with this. When there is a person with a very different point of view or a unique personality and viewpoint, I am attracted to those.
I don't
want
to see the same thing over and over again.
Yeah, and with Utica, it's like I just feel like you don't know what you're gonna get. She a little cookie, spooky magookie over there. So what about you, Eric?
This is the one where I did not agree with the judges at all, and I think Utica should have been the winner.
Yeah.
I mean, I do see that like there's parts of her outfit that kind of came apart as she was dancing.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what they like rated her down on. But I felt the entire time she performed better. Like she made little riffs with the judges. Her performance is funny. Her dancing was more interesting. There's no way that she should have lost that.
I agree with that. And I think, well, one, they had rumors from Lindsay Lohan, which they lip synced to, which I was
So
like,
stupid.
Amazing.
so good, but it's dumb. Okay, so the next one, this one was interesting.
Yeah.
Rose and Olivia Lux. So I don't know. Robbie, what did you say when we were watching this? You had an opinion about Rose.
Well, no, it just seemed like Rose was shocked that she would be the one that would lose the lip sync. Like, are you kidding? I'm
like
Rose.
Entitlement.
Like, yeah,
yeah,
a little
that's
bit.
what it was. Yeah,
and not only lost, but lost to somebody who's only been doing it just over a year.
Yeah.
And then Rose is one of the well-known queens in New York City. So,
what did you think of their looks in the first entrance?
I don't know. I really liked Rose's look.
The pink on pink
like
leather jacket
and the jacket. Yeah.
I think Olivia Lux. I think the smile, like she's gonna. I think let her bake for a little longer, and she's gonna be freaking amazing. But you can tell she's green. She's very green with everything. But there's so much potential there. With Rose, I feel like she came in and with the lip sync and even her look, everything was like, you can tell she's done this before, and she's going through the motions. She knows these are my signature hits, these are my signature moves, this is my signature fate. Like that was how I was feeling with her. What about you two? What did you think of this pairing?
I am grateful that we got from Rose, we got the Jan face crack when they got
right
the judgment.
Yeah.
So that I was living for. I love that. Olivia Lux, I felt like I really, really, really disliked her dress. I liked
the ruching and everything. The ruching.
Yeah. I liked when she unzipped it. It looked better on her, but it's one of those elements where I'm like, if she knew she had a little bit more time, knew her body better, she probably wouldn't pick that in a year or two from now.
It made her look a little lumpy on some parts, I thought. What did you think, Bashi?
I liked Olivia's better.
Really?
Yeah. Okay. I don't know. I just thought, Rose looked great, but it was just pink.
It was pink. It was all pink. And the hair was pretty, I don't know.
I liked the hair. Rose's hair was probably my favorite of the night, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so the next one was a threesome. It was a threesome. Yeah, between Tina Burner, Kamora Hall, and Elliot with 2 T's. Oh gosh,
I gotta look back on my notes. For this one,
I'm gonna go first on this one. So Tina Burner, I've liked Tina Burner. I followed on social. I kind of know who she is, but this is one that switched for me. Coming into the show of season 13, I was like, yes, Tina Burner is gonna be amazing. I am not liking Tina Burner so far. I'm like, you're trying really hard. You have this entitlement to you, which I get. You've been at it for 10 years. But in the promos, it was like this fire thing, Burner. Now she comes in with the same kind of aesthetic with the red hair, the yellow, all of that. And even in the Out of Dragon, they're doing the interviews. It was like okay, I get it. I get your shtick. I get it. You're up here, whatever. She's one that I was really hoping was going to be, I don't know, better maybe? I don't know how to put it. But, I mean, it's not bad, but it's just, okay. Elliot with 2 T's is one that I forgot about, to be honest.
Yeah.
That
Kamora Hall, too.
It was the outfit. Like, the outfit looked like she went shopping at Target or something, or Sears, and just showed up in it. I don't know.
What did you two think of this threesome?
I'll go first.
Go ahead, Eric. Eric's like, I got an opinion on this. Let's go.
So Elliot 2 Tears with 2 T's is my worst nightmare of like what happens if I were to over Botox, because there's no facial expression whatsoever.
So funny. I was thinking about you when
well, you made a joke about that.
Yeah, I know. So and I think that just like kind of translates to everything about like no expression, even the look. So.
Yeah.
Kamora Hall, loved the Bob Mackie gown.
That's what I was just gonna say. The
Amazing.
original Bob Mackie gown. I was like,
Yeah.
yes.
And having to lip sync and sweat at a Bob Mackie gown, like
I would have been. I would have pulled a Charlie Hyde and just stood there, and I'm like, no, I am not sweating my sweat stains into this Bob Mackie.
Not only that, does anybody know how many queens have been on RuPaul's Drag Race and said to Michelle Visage, "It's a Bob Mackie"?
I know.
Who's done that?
I thought that was ridiculous.
No.
Why, Bash? Why?
I thought that was so fucking stupid, and I can't believe the judges ate that up. I'm like, so what?
It's Bob Mackie.
It is
Bob
Bob
Mackie.
Mackie, but that
love
doesn't
Bob
mean
Mackie.
anything about somebody's talent. That just means you have money.
I agree with that. I think
I agree.
it was all look for her. That's
Yep.
all.
Yeah.
Okay, so those
She's
are
a pageant queen.
those are all the queens, and they all had a lip sync, and there were losers and winners. So the losers are put into the pork chop lounge, and the whole episode ends with all of the losers in the pork chop lounge have to eliminate one of each other or one of the group, but they don't even know each other. So how are they going to do this?
Wait, can I just first
Go
Can I
ahead.
just first say it, that I love that the pork chop lounge has the vending machine right behind them.
Yeah.
It's so like
I didn't notice that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Oh, God.
You're like, here,
So
you want
funny.
some grandma's cookies on your way out? Buy some famous Amos.
Famous Amos. I love Famous Amos. But yes, that is our recap of the first episode of RuPaul's Drag Race season 13.
Well, wait a minute.
What?
Who do you think should get voted off?
Oh God.
Oh yeah.
We did. Yeah, good point,
question.
Robbie. I am gonna vote for. Let's see, the one that really, Tamisha
I can't
Iman.
remember who was in the bottom group.
Tamisha
though.
Iman. That's my pick.
Tamisha? Really?
Tamisha. Yeah.
Tamisha Iman.
I mean, yeah.
I agree.
What about you, Robbie? What do you think?
Maybe.
No, I changed
But-
mine. Elliot with two T's.
I was gonna say
Elliot
with two
Elliot.
T's.
I was a little
Yeah.
disappointed in
Elliot.
Elliot. Yeah,
Bye bye.
but
Goodbye. Good night.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. So another thing, you know how now that the holidays are over, New Year's is over, there was a lot of, like Bash did, a lot of alcohol consumption. There was a story that came out about a young man in the UK. This
Young man.
is a young man in the UK who apparently got so drunk over this holiday season that he legally changed his name to Celine Dion and did not know he did this. So the story goes, Thomas Dode is his name. Apparently on Twitter posted a picture that I guess on a drunken night, he decided to legally change his name to Celine Dion because he was in a Celine Dion K-hole of YouTube videos and he's a fan of hers. So he did this on one drunken night or a couple drunken nights. And a couple days later, a week later, he got a package in the mail that had certificates of his legal name change to Celine Dion, and he went on Twitter and posted it and said he didn't remember doing it, and apparently he posted it earlier on Twitter and came back and found out that he literally legally changed his name, and he thought it was funny now, but he's concerned about HR at his work, how he's going to explain the legal name change, which made me think, during this COVID time, have you guys done anything like when you're stoned or super drunk that you're like, why did I do that? Why? What, Rob?
no, I mean I've got a lot of them, but I've already talked about many of them.
I do a lot of online shopping, like I and then
Same.
and then it just shows up because like for some reason I don't get like the email on it, and it just like, and I'm like, where the fuck did this come from?
I was doing that, but so like Bashies know me for a long time, and I'm very particular about my hair, right, Bash? I've always been very particular about my hair. Either I wear a baseball hat if I'm not going to comb it, and if I do, I've always been particular about my hair. So apparently, Rob let me know this happens. I get very stoned, and now that my hair is super, super long, I have a tendency to try out new hairstyles when I'm drunk. and take pictures of them, but never post anything. Just keep them on my phone.
Why? Why don't you post them?
Because
Post them all.
No, because I'm too busy doing other stuff and I forget. So I was going to show these on there, but I'll see if you can see them on the camera. So Rob took this one, and apparently this is my work hair every day. I put it up, and this is what he calls my, what is it, Pebbles look?
Pebbles. Yeah, it's Pebbles. Tony, you have to
turn
it so we can.
Do it.
Yeah, I see this every day when I wake up.
That is my Pebbles look.
Okay, so we are a podcast. Most of our listeners are only hearing this
describe this, Rob.
Audio. So every morning when I wake up, because Tony starts work first, and his desk is right in our bedroom. So he wakes up. His hair is too long during COVID, so he puts it in a top pony.
So bad.
And so as he sorry, I have to put. I forget that. So he puts it in a top, and it's like standing up like this. And as he moves, and he's sitting there at his table, it's like bouncing back and forth, and it's hideous.
Thanks, Rob. So this next one, apparently, the drunker or stoner I get, the ponytail moves to the side. And this lovely picture Rob took while I was working on the show when I think it was in the evening. Side ponytail.
So
realness.
Hold it closer.
Right there. Can you see it, Rob? I'm trying to get both cameras.
Yeah, it's hard to see with the glare.
I know.
Oh my God, Tony.
So describe that one.
So, like in Dynamite, what's that movie? Napoleon Dynamite, the girl with that sells the bracelets. Side ponytail realness. So this one, the next one, this is so stupid. These are the ones that I sneak off into the bathroom and style my hair with. Rob's either gaming or watching CNN or doing work. While I'm stoned, I'll usually go in the bathroom and just style my hair and then take random pictures and never post them. So this is my 90s. I don't know why I did this. It is so stupid, but I had a flat iron and I straightened it. Shut up, Bash. I can see your disappointment.
Hey, you look like Jordan Catalano from My So-Called Life.
I hate you. You're such a bitch. I hate you, right? It does, doesn't it?
The first thing I thought of was Night at the Roxbury.
Yeah, so it's for our listeners, it's parted right down the middle. And it's literally like that 90s hair, straight on one side, straight on the other, makes a bowl cut. Yes, it's fabulous. Yeah.
I was going to say the bad guy from, or the bad boy from Breakfast Club.
Oh,
yeah. Johnny.
Yeah. Okay, so this next one, I got really creative, and I was I think it was late at night, and I was, because I have a tendency when I get stoned to watch cartoons, and I was on a Johnny Neutron cartoon bench, so I went and styled my hair like his. And that's what it came out like. I look very lesbian.
Oh my God. Oh,
but here's the kicker.
Oh,
so preparing this show, I was like, Rob, what do you think of this? You know what? So Rob says, you know what it reminds me of? Roz from Monsters, Inc. Yeah.
Wait, hold that closer. Yes. That lady with the cat glasses from Monsters. It also reminds me of Eureka. Because when he turned to the side, his hair actually had an ice cream cone Dairy Queen curl at the end.
And Rob's like, you're an idiot. Okay, the next one's not as bad, but it's when I curl my hair. So I decided to curl my hair to see how it will look curly.
Wow.
I don't know. I think I would buy it.
How did you do that?
I would buy. Can you see it, Robbie?
How did you do that? Oh my God. I actually like it.
A curling iron that I drunkenly bought on Amazon. And then the next one was one time I was actually drinking at my mom's, and my mom had a wig, and I put it on and decided to take a picture, and it came out. And I think I showed this one to you guys before.
Mm-hmm.
The Karen hair.
Yes.
But what did you say? I think you posted it on Instagram.
Maybe.
Didn't you say it's Auburn Sunrise?
No, that was when I put my grandma's hairpiece in.
Oh, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
This is what happens when I either drink too much or get stoned. It's just dumb. What do you guys, Bashy, do you do anything like that? Anything
God,
exciting?
where do I start?
Let's start with your text messages. Can we start there?
Shut up.
Oh man, this week she's been on a bender. This one.
It's been a rough week.
Half the time I'm reading these to Rob in the boy group, and I'm like, Do you know what he's talking about?
I have no idea what
And
the
then-
fuck to do
And
anymore.
then Tony will just put the phone down.
And I got to turn out because then it turns into you
I
and Wilson,
know.
our other friend for our podcast listeners, going back and forth. And I'm like, are they? What is
I know. I don't know.
Well,
I
didn't
don't know
you?
what
Wasn't
to do.
wasn't it yesterday where Bashy said, "I think we need to pitch a new show in Hollywood"?
Which brings me up.
You and your wiener dog.
You and your wiener dog.
Oh,
Because
the theme.
okay,
Oh my
this
God, that was
is
fucking
weird.
nuts.
So I have the other thing that happens when I smoke, I have very, very vivid dreams all the time, whether nightmares or not nightmares. So I thought it would be hilarious because Bashi had a very vivid dream that he felt
It
very
was
inclined to
awesome.
let us all know.
It
But
was
last
fucking
night,
awesome.
I had a dream. This is a recurring nightmare for me, this dream
Oh.
of being stuck in the mall where I can't find my car.
There's
hate it.
malls.
That's the thing. And it's like one of the things I hate is a mall because it's just
I hate malls.
I hate the malls. I hate it. So in this dream, I always park my car, and it's not the newest car I have. It's my truck that I used to have. And I'm going through the mall, and the mall is like Mall of America, not an outside mall. It's like an indoor mall, which I hate.
Parkway Plaza.
Parkway Plaza, Plaza Bonita. Think that for all you San Diego people.
I forgot Plaza Bonita was in
Yeah, so I have this dream of the mall where I'm going through the mall and I cannot find my car, but the car I know is parked near Sears. I don't know why Sears. It's parked near a Sears. And and Neiman Marcus has a very black tie restaurant that I have to go through to get to the Sears. But the whole dream is a crowded parking lot and me trying to get around the mall, trying to find my car.
This sounds like a bizarro version of UTC now, because that's the only mall I know of that has a Sears and a Neiman Marcus.
Weird. So then I looked it up because I was curious. What does it mean if you dream about a mall? It says to dream that you are at a mall symbolizes the choices, decisions, and options you have in your waking life. These choices will help you shape who you are as a person. You're trying to establish your identity and sense of self, which is very interesting now that my brother's not here. Alternatively, the dream suggests that you're trying to make a favorable impression on someone. I have no idea why, what all that is. So, Bashi, what did you dream this week? Because
it was crazy. It was the most vivid dream I've had in a very long time.
Yeah, what was it? Share with our.
It was in
audience.
an abandoned shell of San Diego that looked like Blade Runner 2054 or whatever that movie was. That, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. I was a cyborg, and so was my dachshund.
So you had a dream about your pet.
Yes, and
interesting. Let's see what
Rolo
that is.
attacked a bad guy, and the bad guy kicked him. He's a dachshund, so I thought his back was broken, so I ran over him. Then the bad guy came out. Rolo woke up, leapt into action, and bit through his Achilles tendons and knocked him out. It was fucking the most coolest thing I've ever seen.
Rolo, little
it was
Rolo.
So cool. Where is he? Get over
Oh
here,
my God.
Shannon.
So I was looking up because I was very interested. What does it mean when you dream about your pet? Because
but that's a little bit more.
Well,
specific
no.
than just
There's
dreaming about
different
the pet.
things. Dreaming about your pet as a companion in the dream, where they are not dying, they're not in any kind of struggle, and they're living and not dead. Like they're your companion in your dream. It is to see your pet in a dream in a companion position represents civilized instincts. You are keeping your temper in line. Alternatively, seeing a pet indicates you need more love and acceptance in your life. Perhaps you are lacking attention from others and feeling neglected. The pet may also be a pun for petting, as in some sexual behavior.
No. I'm
that
not
part I was
associating
like,
my dog with
but
that.
then I was thinking, wow, he was on a bender this week.
It was a
Bashi.
bender.
So
I
maybe
didn't know what
he
to do
was
with
feeling
myself.
neglected. Maybe we were neglecting him as friends, Eric. What do you think?
No, you guys don't
maybe.
need to. I don't care what your stock thinks
Oh, I
that
know.
much.
Oh,
don't
thanks.
Thanks. Wow. Wow, way to start 2021. Jesus fucking Christ.
Cheers.
Cheers.
We know where we stand.
Well, we know at the bottom. We're under Rolo, Eric. We're under Rolo.
Oh my God.
Oh, we certainly are.
But people
Rolo-
dream because...
Rolo was threatened by my crazy neighbor this week. That might be why.
Oh, yeah, because your crazy neighbor
Yeah.
just
She threatened to
threatened
poison my dog.
all the dogs, all the pets.
All the dogs in the complex.
Fucking idiots.
All the
Jesus.
dogs in the world.
We should do a show on how to be a good neighbor. in general. I know, right?
Shit.
But it's interesting because dreams are like, if you do the research on dreams, it's your subconscious dealing with your issues in real
What
life.
website are you on?
The main one, the Dream. There's a couple. There's a Dream Dictionary, Dream Interpreter, Dream Mood. There's a ton
Dream
of
Mood
them.
is the one I use.
Dream
I like
Mood
that
is the
one.
one that's the most well known. So for all of our listeners, if you have dreams that you want to know what they mean, all these symbolism, they have a full dictionary, A through Z, very detailed on every aspect of what you are dreaming about, and gives you an interpretation of that dream, which I've always found fascinating. So
Yes.
I don't know. Yeah, but dreams, I have them all the time, and they're always weird and bizarre. Mine are.
Yeah.
So
Get them too
Bash's
often.
wiener's on the camera.
Yeah, if everybody is always wondering about
Go to
Rello,
YouTube and see my wiener.
his wiener. He has his wiener out right now. He's petting his wiener, everybody. He's
And it's
petting-
hairy, a hairy wiener.
It's a real hairy wiener. That's
And
a
it's
long-haired
blonde.
wiener. How do you have a blonde wiener?
We don't know.
Because you're
Just worked out that
Italian.
way.
That's weird. It
I
just
don't know
comes, it
what
grows out
happened.
that way.
And you can follow Bash's wiener on his own
Yeah.
Instagram page.
Bash's
Thank
wiener
you
has
for the
its own
plug.
Instagram.
What's your
At
wiener's Instagram?
Rollo Royce.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man. But you guys, that is it for us this week. We got
We're
through
done?
most of everything
Yeah.
we wanted to talk
Fast.
about. So Bashy,
good
how do
for
people
us.
find you?
I'm at say my name _Bash on Instagram.
Yes, and Eric, how do people find you?
I am at Party Bear Eric on Instagram.
And Robbie, how do people find you?
Well, people gave up following me because I have
You don't post anything.
No, nobody follows it. It's Instagram is RORYCO, and I post nothing.
Oh shit. What's
Tony,
that?
what
That
did
was
you
our
just
closing
do?
music. I hit the wrong button. I
Tony
hate
Tony
when
just
I
decided
do
to start
that.
playing. Wow.
And you can follow the show at Who Invited Her _podcast on Instagram, and we're Who Invited Her SD on Facebook and Twitter. You can watch us every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. on Out at TV. Go check out Out at TV. They have a lot of great programming. Go past guests of our show, Grotesca and Kevy Kev, have a show. What is it? The Shit Show is what it's called. It's really funny. They just kind of, it is a shit show, but it's hilarious.
I need to look at that.
They're one of the shows on there that, because I know Grotesca, she's been on our show, they just crack me up. Go check them out if you just want to watch something where you don't have to think about. Go check that out. There's a lot of other great programming on there. Rebel Buzz is another one. If you're really into music, go look up Rebel Buzz. She does a great show over there. And if you want a more in-depth recap of season 13 RuPaul's Drag Race, go watch Captain Steve and Erica Fox's recap show on there. I believe it's called Drag Race Recap. I think it's what it's called.
Yeah.
Is
Is
it?
it, Eric? I've
I
watched
think
a
so,
couple
yeah.
of theirs, especially when they did the Canada season, because they had a lot of opinions
Yeah.
about that. But go watch their show. But go check out Out at TV. They got a lot of good programming on there. You can follow the podcast anywhere you get podcasts. Leave us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts because it helps us out a lot. Tell your friends, everybody you know. Have everybody subscribe. What?
And
Robbie?
don't forget, plug next weekend's
Oh
show.
yes, next week we have Mo from Gossip Girl. She manages, and she does a happy hour mixology thing that is super fun and incredible. So we're going to talk to her about that and about the Girl Bar Project, about saving all of our girl bars in the U.S., like getting them out there because there's not any
There's
left.
only 7.
I know, and San
There
Diego
was
has
like
one
10
of them.
at the beginning of the year.
So she will be on next week with me and Miriam T. are going to interview her, talk about a bunch of really fun stuff. That's going to be a really great show, which I'm I'm super excited we get to have her on the show.
I miss
but-
Wayne.
Huh?
I miss Wayne at Inside Out.
I know,
Yeah.
Inside Out. Another staple. But that is it for us this week. We're going to bring back the band pick, and my band pick is actually because there's a lot of, I think I've talked about this on the show before, theater has shut down. So there's a lot of productions that have not gone into production on Broadway, other places. So a lot of these artists are creating concept albums of shows that were supposed to come out in 2020 and didn't. So they're trying to build an audience to get an audience for these shows, these that are supposed to come out in 2021. And one of the shows that I was looking forward to, because I was a fan of the books when I was a kid, is Anne of Green Gables. So there is the writer of this new one, and it is Matt O'Brien. I think him and one of his friends wrote this new musical, and it's a little modern version take on Anne of Green Gables, but it's a concept album that's out right now, and I'm like loving it. The music is great. It's modern. It's not boring to me, but the story's great. So go check it out. It's Anne of Green Gables. You can get it on Spotify. It's, I think, 5 or 6 songs from the show that's supposedly going to be coming out in 2021 when theater opens up. But this is the head song, Different Kind of Girl, that we're going to leave you with. So we will see everybody next week, and that is it for us. Bye, everybody.
They say you never wear a dress. They say your hair's always a mess. They say you're trash, more or less. They say you do not fit the mold, that you're belligerent and bold. Worst of all, you won't do as you are told. They say